Welcome back. Today we'll be making 30-minute bagels. So what we have out is how much yeast?
2.5 tablespoons.
And you will hear our kids running around.
That's why we're doing 30-minute bagels, is because we don't have a lot of time.
Right. We're going to use 5 cups of flour.
Self-rising.
Self-rising. How much sugar was that again?
1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon. And then we're going to have to use the warm water in here with the sugar to activate the yeast. So let's hop on that real quick. I'll go ahead and add the water. Oh, got your hand in there. Our water here is extremely hot.
And then putting in the yeast, and then we're gonna sprinkle in the sugar. I have a fork to whisk it.
Oh, did you get a fork? I was gonna get the whisk. Okay.
And then just whisk it together to activate the yeast by incorporating the sugar in it. This will sit for about 3 minutes. Look for bubbles.
Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes.
Bubbles means it's alive.
3 minutes, starting now.
We'll be back in 3 minutes. For you, it'll be 1 second. Now that the 3 minutes is up, we are going to take 5 cups of the flour, add it in.
I have a knife to level the top.
Yee! And 1 more.
5.
And there's 5. So after that, you want to add
Half a cup of melted butter, which is 1 stick.
and
About a teaspoon of salt. We're just using regular iodized salt.
yeah, now what we're going to do is take this over, put it in the mixer, and mix it up for about 4 or 5 minutes until it is
Should be a soft dough ball.
soft dough ball.
It is, yes, baby, it is loud. So our dough ball is done. It is nice and soft. It did go for exactly 3 minutes, and it's very nice and soft and stretchy. So we're gonna try and just dump it out. It looks like it's peeling away pretty easily, and then we will try to cut it into equal little balls for our bagels.
And we are going to measure our dough balls. That way we get them close to what they should be for
Even cooking and even sizes. This is our first time doing this, so it may totally flop. Who knows?
right, trial and error.
I am just taking and stretching this just a little bit just to incorporate it to itself. There's no real kneading necessary. And then we're going to cut them into similar sizes. So these, because this is a quick recipe, they don't need to rise for an hour, where typically anytime you make dough, after you mix it and make your original dough ball, you want it to sit and rise oftentimes for at least an hour in a warm space. So these are smaller. This is a quick cheat recipe. Again, we don't have a whole lot of time for all that. So we're hoping it works, and we'll see.
Okay.
He's gonna cut.
10? Oh, so we did come out with 10. Heck yeah.
All right, nice.
Cool.
And so on this portion is where we're gonna make our little individual dough balls, and wait. So we're gonna form these first, and then after they're formed, we will let it rise just with the time it takes for your oven to get to 400 degrees, which is the cooking temp. And so I'm just stretching these just to stretch and kind of fold over. That helps to build some of the layers and to get some of those little like air pockets that you would get in a bagel. And then once it's like in its little ball, kind of pinch in the center and just work its way around. And then trying to make it as even as possible.
Everything is at 123 to 128. This one is the exception. That one is right at 100. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say 10 3/4.
That one can be for one of the babies.
There you go. So we got a little baby one right here.
Little baby bagel. So we looked at several different recipes, and some of them have like where it takes the full hour to rise. And again, we don't always have that kind of time that we can count on without it being interrupted by nap time or waking up from nap time or meal time, that sort of thing. We also have animals. You probably heard my cat, so they remind me very clearly about when it's their dinner time, which is coming up. And so we try to do things as good as possible, as quick as possible.
We're coming back. We have one left to go, or she has one left to go. And I'm going to go ahead and add in the baking soda. And like she said earlier, you just want to have it in here enough to where the water is cloudy. And I'm probably going to stir this around a little bit to get that incorporated into the water. All right, so next step would be to give it a bath. Set the oven.
400 for the oven.
400.
And we'll see how long these take, but at that temperature, maybe our oven kind of cooks fast. So I'd say probably 13, 15 minutes. And then we are putting in some of these bagel balls that we have. I'm doing 3. I don't want to overcrowd it. It'll be fine if it is. I'm going to do just like a little gentle flip. And then we said 30, 40 seconds. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. And then we're just going to transfer over to our baking sheet. And then it will rise for the time that it is taking to get to 400 degrees in the oven. And we're going to go from there. And once it's done, we're going to bake them.
You couldn't get much more perfect than that, could you?
Perfect timing.
So, well, we kind of skipped a step while we were waiting for that to go. You want to tell them what you did with that?
We made an egg wash just to coat the top of the bagels before baking them. That will also help it to get more of that golden, crusty top that is just more desirable appearance of your bagel, texture-wise and flavor-wise. So now the oven is ready. That's what that little chime was. We're gonna open it up. It's again at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're putting both of our trays in the oven right now. We're gonna keep a close eye on the time. Again, estimating maybe 13, 15 minutes. So we're gonna set a timer for 13 minutes, and we will let you know how long it takes at the end.
Now with these, you can also put on any kind of toppings you want.
We're doing plain. We thought to add like berries, but we only have strawberries in there, and my baby girl loves eating them, so I wasn't going to take them for these just in case they don't work out. And then we also saw like jalapeno cheddar, which I think would make for a good sandwich if you're into that. There's of course the classic everything bagel seasoning, which we might have. I know we wanted it a time before for a different recipe, and I didn't have it, so I think I got it since. But this time we just thought just plain, which is kind of my preferred one, because then you can top it with butter, peanut butter, honey, jam. Make it sweet, make it savory, endless options, make a sandwich out of it. So hopefully these work out. And if it does, this will be dinner. Right.
All right. So how long did it take this time?
13 minutes.
13 minutes exactly. Very hot bubbles.
These are, and I at first added 2 more minutes, and then I just sat and watched them. We did not open the door because I didn't want it to like interrupt the baking.
Okay,
we tried, yeah. But I ended up going back to 13 minutes and pulling them out right at, just because it was really starting to kind of crack on the sides. So I don't know if that was part of the egg wash or how we prepped them beforehand, but I'm gonna let them cool before we try to cut into them. And then hopefully they're good and baked all the way through.
Oh my gosh. That's perfect.
It's hot.
No, I'm not worried about the hotness. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Ooh.
But that bottom looks
Perfect.
nice, and if you're not going to burn your hand, then you can show them.
Show them real quick.
The one thing I would say is once it was in the oven, some of the holes that I made, they kind of closed in on themselves. So some of them still look good, but then I have some that almost look like a roll because the hole closed up in the center. So maybe training or something to change for me is just to make a more prominent center hole, because as it bakes it will fill and expand.
Or let your better half or partner or whatever go back and put their finger through it like I did on this one.
Yeah, after we had them soaking in the water and then moved to the parchment for the baking sheet, he swirled all the holes again to make sure that they stayed open.
Yeah,
So.
and I'm going to take blame on this. So there was a step that I kind of skipped and went on instead of doing it. So some of these might stick. Well, I tell you what, they're not really sticking though.
They're not. So before, when I said, it was quite hot, when I said to wait to turn the oven on and for letting it rise, I was mistaken in that we should have ideally formed our individual dough balls, like after stretching and forming dough ball, just letting it be a ball to rise before creating the bagel shape. I think that would have made a more round texture throughout the bagel instead of what we have. We have some of these cracks because I folded it and then did it all at once instead of letting it have that nice round surface to start. But first time try, and we're going to learn.
What I was going to say.
And I'm sure if we do this again, we will do it a little differently and we'll see which way was better.
So you can probably hear this. It's like perfect on that side.
No, why are you cutting it that way?
Which way? Oh, yeah, I'm
It's
sorry.
a bagel.
Well, oh my gosh. So on the inside, yes, 100%. You can see how hot that is. But
Steaming. But it looks good, and it
Yes.
looks soft and fluffy and delicate, and it has all those nice little pockets in it. Personally, because they're hot, I would, once it's cool enough, I would eat it as is with some butter or something. But this would also be perfect toasted if you're a fan of a toasted bagel. So this for sure is going to be our dinner tonight. But we were doing this just to see how it goes, and I assume we're going to like it. And if we do it again in the future, who knows what we'll use it for.
yes, and I'm glad that you were saying that because I'm going to go ahead and...
the other butter that's
Where's
already softened.
Where's it at?
It's in the microwave.
Oh, I thought we used that.
No.
Ah, look at that. Perfect. So if you don't leave your butter out, I highly recommend it.
We have to hide our butter in the microwave or another cabinet just so that my cat, who occasionally will jump on the counter, doesn't get into it or other things. But a room temp softened butter is best because it smooths so good on your bread surfaces or whatever you're using it for, and then you don't have to like let it melt or zap it in the microwave to get it melty. Is it so hot?
No, you're good. Oh my God.
It's yummy.
Definitely recommend this. 30-minute bagels. That is really good.
I'm going to get some jam for mine and make it a sweet and savory.
Cinnamon butter. Cinnamon butter for sure. Cheers, babe.
Cheers.
So for us, look out for another video. I think we're going to do a couple more of these. We're going to involve the kids and everything else. And it's just simple things to do at home. We might even start showing you guys how we do our meal preps, because we're going to start meal prepping from now on too. So
Yeah, we started that this weekend.
yeah. But yeah, see you guys on the next one.